Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Morecambe FC versus Bradford City Combined 11. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your Combine 11 be. Now, as always with these, I try my hardest to get them as balanced as possible. Morecambe's squad isn't the greatest. I think they'll do much better this season because Derek Adams always performs at, with all due respect, teams like Morecambe who are the underdogs. They've got small budgets, and while Morecambe have got a lot of average players, I've still managed to get a few of them into this Combine 11. So make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you're new as well. Let's get into it. Now, I have already done my match preview for this game. That was uploaded yesterday, so feel free to go check that out if you haven't already. And all you Bradford City fans watching, go check out my thoughts on our latest signing, Lewis Richards. That was uploaded earlier today at 5 to 5, so make sure to go check that out. In the last Combine 11 that we did, we changed the formation from a 3 at the back to a 4 at the back. In today, though, we are back to the 3-5-2 sort of formation. So starting out then with the goalkeeper, we are going to be debating between Harry Lewis and Stuart Moore, and I have gone with Harry Lewis. I think last season was comfortably top 2 goalkeepers in the league, in my opinion. This season has started out a little bit shaky, a couple mistakes here and there, but I think it's just about growing back into it, and probably just a little bit of growing pains really in this new system. When is the right time to come for crosses, because it is different when you've got 3 centre-backs rather than 2. When you've got 2 centre-backs, you need to be a lot more commanding, but then when you've got 3, you can be a little bit less conservative, and then you get caught in 2 minds. So I think for me, Lewis is definitely the better goalkeeper. I don't really know too much about Stuart Moore, apart from he did the media duties for this fixture, or from Morecambe's point of view, but Harry Lewis for me was comfortably one of the best goalkeepers in the league last season, and I think as time goes on, he'll slowly, and as more time that goes by, I think he'll get better and better and really grow back into the Harry Lewis that we saw from last season. Into the back 3, starting out then on the right hand side, we are going to be debating between Matty Platt and Farron Rawson. Now, I believe Rawson is actually Morecambe's captain, but I am going to go with Matty Platt. He's had a really good start to the season, found himself on the bench on the opening day, but since then he's got back into the side and he's played and he's been very good in my opinion. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Matty Platt. He averaged this season so far 1 interception per game, 2 tackles per game and 3 clearances per game as well. He's won 59% of his ground duels, 64% of his aerial duels, and like I say, Farron Rawson, he's not a bad player whatsoever, but Matty Platt for me just about takes that one. Moving in then into the centre-back comparison, we are going to be debating between Sam Stubbs and Chris Stokes, and I'm going to go with Sam Stubbs. Now, don't get me wrong, he's not been as good this season as what he was last year. I certainly think he does suit a back 4 more than a back 3, and he also obviously missed the opening day of the season as well, and since he's come back into the side, he's averaged 2 interceptions per game, 1.5 tackles per game and 4.5 clearances per game as well. He's won 67% of his ground duels and 82% of his aerial duels. The man is an absolute monster. If he was able to run and had even a little bit of pace about him, I have no doubt he'd be playing in League One, if not the Championship, because the way he reads the game is absolutely incredible. It's just such a shame that these injuries have absolutely killed his pace. And again, I don't know too much about Chris Stokes. I don't think he's been too bad. He's been playing in Scotland recently, so has Ash Taylor, and we know what the standards like there. So in my opinion, I'm going to have to go with Sam Stubbs. Now, I know it has been very Bradford dominated so far, but we'll move over then to the left centre-back position where we are going to be debating between Kieran Kelly and Jacob BDL, I'm not really too sure how you pronounce his name, but I'm going to go with the Morecambe central defender. I think obviously they're both left-footed, so is Chris Stokes, but we are going to go with the Morecambe defender on this occasion. So far this season has been pretty decent. He's kept 1 clean sheet, averaged 2.3 interceptions per game, 2.7 tackles per game and 3 clearances per game as well. Yes, he did commit a penalty offence away at Mansfield, but apart from that, I think he has been pretty solid. He wins 79% of his ground duels and 61% of his aerial duels as well. Very solid defender at this level. Only 23 years of age, he's only going to get better. He's only going to grow as a player, and I think he's a really solid option at this level. And as of right now, I would say that he is better than Kieran Kelly, who's obviously finally got an opportunity this season. I wouldn't really say he's grasped it. He looked decent at home to Colchester, but in the other matches, he just looks so raw and not really ready for first team football. Sometimes his decision making is just poor, really poor, committing for balls that he's not going to win, shouting for balls that he then doesn't go on to win, and it has cost us on a couple of occasions. We've given away a few stupid chances, and from that point of view, I can't put Kieran Kelly into this side, so I'm going to go with Jacob BDU as that left-sided centre-back. Moving in then to the right wing-back role, we are going to be debating between Brad Halliday and Joel Senior. Now, I think as a wing-back, I'm going to go with Joel Senior. Now, I know we mentioned at the start of these combined 11s that it's more for, it doesn't really matter if you're a right-back or a right wing-back, but I'm just going to edge it with Joel Senior. Like I say, we need to get some Morecambe players in there. I think this one is quite close. If you want to go Halliday, I do completely understand that, just as long as you're not going with Daniel or your goalkeeper, because I do not rate that man whatsoever. But Joel Senior, for me, was probably really unlucky not to get a new contract at Carlisle. I thought he did a decent job when he was called upon last season. So far this season, for Morecambe, he's kept 1 clean sheet, averaged 1.3 interceptions per game, 1 tackle per game, and 0.7 clearances per game as well. He averages 0.7 dribbles per 90, 67% of them being successful, with 25% of his crosses being accurate as well. He's created 1 big chance so far. I think he's a very solid right back, right wing back at this level, and in my opinion, I'm just going to go with him over Brad Halliday. Moving in then into our 2 central midfielders. Firstly, we're going to be debating between our ball-winning midfielders of Richie Smallwood and Jan Songo. Now, I would absolutely love to put Jan Songo in here, and maybe if this was last season, I might have potentially gone with the Frenchman, but obviously I'm going to go with Richie Smallwood. Since this season has started, the man has been absolutely unbelievable. He's getting better and better as each game goes by. His set pieces are really, really good. The way he dictates the play, he's just a joy to watch so far this season. And Songo is, while he always gives you 120%, you know what you are going to get with Jan Songo, Smallwood's quality on the ball is a bit more important to me, so I'm just going to go with him over Jan Songo. Our other central midfielder debate then is the more box-to-box one that we are going to be debating between Alex Patterson and Jake Taylor. Now, right now, Alex Patterson is one of the form players in the league, so he has to be in my team. So far, he scored 2 goals in the league and 1 in the AFL Cup in his form appearances so far for Bradford City. He's averaged a league goal every 132 minutes. He's currently averaging 1 shot per game and 1 shot on target per game. He's actually currently got a 67% goal conversion percentage, which is absolutely incredible. That's also going along with 1.3 key passes per game, with an 83% passing accuracy in his own half and a 74% passing accuracy in the opposition half. He's been so good for us so far this season. Also defensively, very solid with 1.7 interceptions per game, 1.7 tackles per game, and 0.7 clearances per game as well. Aerially, he's pretty good. He wins 50% of his aerial juggles for someone who's about 5'8", 5'9", something like that, so that's really, really impressive. He also averages 3 ground duels per 90, where he wins 56% of them. He's been an absolute joy to watch and probably our player of the season so far. I know only 3 league games in, but he's been certainly our one to watch, I would say, going into this game, and in my opinion, he has to go in over Jake Taylor, who I don't think is a bad player, but Patterson absolutely wipes the floor with him, in my opinion. Moving over then to the left wing back, we are going to be debating between Liam Ridehalgh and David Tatonda. Now, this one might be the last combined 11 that you see Liam Ridehalgh featuring. We are not going to pick him. We are going to pick David Tatonda, obviously with Bradford City announcing today the new signing of Lewis Richards. Make sure you go check that video out if you haven't already, but Tatonda for me is definitely better than Ridehalgh as a left back or as a left wing back. He hasn't really played too much for Gillingham so far this season, having only recently signed a contract with the football club, but last season for the Gills managed 25 appearances in the league, scoring 1 goal and was pretty solid for the large part. 6 clean sheets, 0.6 interceptions per game, 2 tackles per game, 1.6 clearances per game as well. Going forward though, he was very decent with an 18% accurate cross rate, 0.6 dribbles per 90, 62% of them being successful. He won 58% of his ground duels and 50% of his aerial duels, and I think he's a very, very solid, good left wing back. And now, I personally would have liked to see Bradford City go in for Tatonda before we ended up signing Lewis Richards. I think he's a really, really good player at this level, in my opinion, and I'm going to pick him over Liam Ridehalgh. Before we get into our front 3 then, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Moving on then into our attacking midfield debate between Clark Adore and JJ McKiernan. Now, I don't think McKiernan's a bad player whatsoever, and Adore wasn't the greatest on Tuesday night, but I am just going to go with the Kenyan international. I think his start to the season was really, really good. Tuesday night was a little bit hard for him because he was being played slightly out of position. He's better as, like, when he's playing with 2 number 10s rather than when he's the single number 10. And I think centrally, he doesn't really work. He's much better in wide areas where he can get 1v1. He's really tricky, really skillful. Got a goal and an assist in his home debut against Colchester United. And I think he has had a really good start to the season, in my opinion. So if I was to pick between the 2, I would currently go with Clark Adore. Moving in then into our 2 strikers. Firstly, we're going to be debating between the 2 target men in Andy Cook Cook and Tom Bloxham. Now, it's Andy Cook every day of the week, isn't it? Despite his poor run of form in front of goal, he has still had a pretty solid start to the season so far. I think 2 assists in all competitions, got a brilliant assist on Tuesday night. Yes, he missed a penalty, and yes, he missed a big 1v1 at the end, but last season he still scored 31 goals, and that's going to carry him for the large majority. If he doesn't even score this season, I think scoring 31 goals last year has to get you in a combined 11. While his form in front of goal right now isn't the greatest, his all-round play, he's actually developing and getting much better in my opinion, so fingers crossed he can find his goal scoring form once more, and obviously for me personally he absolutely has to be in here. And our final debate then is between Tyler Smith and Adam Mayer. Now, I don't think Mayer's a bad player whatsoever, but I am just going to go with Tyler Smith. I might be being a little bit biased there, and he's yet to get a goal contribution, no goal or no assist so far. He just got his first start of the season on Tuesday night, but he did very well with Hull in the limited minutes that he had. Didn't really work out for him at Oxford United, but since coming in has been solid so far for us, and I think a goal is certainly coming for Tyler Smith. It wouldn't surprise me if he was to score in this fixture, to be honest with you. But there you have it then. That completes my team. And here is how that team would line up then, with Harry Lewis in goal, a back three of Matty Platt, Sam Stubbs and Jacob Bidu, with your wing backs being Joel Senior and David Tutonda, your midfielders being Alex Patterson and Richie Small, with Clark Adore in the 10, Andy Cook and Tyler Smith lead the line. And in my opinion, it's a pretty solid team. You know, if I was to, I wouldn't say it's as good as the team we built on Tuesday night, you know, when it was Bradford versus Stockport, but it's still a very solid team. I think that team is pretty comfortably gets in the playoffs, in my opinion. I'm going to leave it there, though, for today's video. If you've enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your combined 11 be for Morecambe versus Bradford City. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Go check out the match preview and my reaction to Bradford City's new signing as well, if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day though, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.